Yeah, Spirit Airlines is, from what I understand. Now, I've never been on a Spirit airline flight.
I flew one
Good for you.
I flew one for fun because I wanted to see what all the hubbub was about.
I've seen some weird
Nope.
things on planes.
Have you?
Yeah, I also I've done some, not weird, but there was maybe the most embarrassed I've ever been on a plane. You ever farted yourself awake? You were asleep and you farted and you were like, ah, and then it was you. You know what I mean? You ever farted yourself awake? I did that on a plane. And, in coach, they have maybe the cloth seats, but in first class, I got upgraded. They get that leather.
Yeah.
There's no hiding a fart in the leather, know? And I was up against the window and right? And I turned to see if the guy next to me noticed, and he was just staring at me like this. And I go, my bad. He goes, not your first one, bro. And I was like, oh. Yeah, it was
He had
embarrassing.
been waiting for you to wake up to tell you that.
He
That's
actually told me,
hilarious.
and I go, oh, I'm really sorry. And I started to go back to sleep. He goes, you're not going back to sleep. I'm not letting you go back to sleep. So he was like, you keep farting in your sleep. It's just too much. I'm like, okay, I'll stay awake.
Here's the thing. He could have let you go back to sleep or stay awake. Either way, you were still going to be farting.
I don't fart when I'm awake because I'm a little self-conscious. But I told him when we got off the plane, I go, I really appreciate that. And I said, thanks for letting me know. He was like, look, dude, I could have filmed it and put it online. And I was like, why would you do that? He was like, I know who you are. Dude, that would have been
Hilarious.
amazing.
Oh
to
my
video.
God.
People are awful, even just to say that.
Well, at least he
Treat
didn't
some
do it.
respect, but even to.
That's true.
Now let me ask you this: does he fly flat first and you go economy?
Generally, he books us. He books us in the same in just like economy or economy plus. But a lot of the times, they'll call and go Wolf party of 2 for an upgrade, and 100% of the time. I'm not going to say 9 out of 10. I'm going to say 100% of the time. We'll go up there and they'll be like, yeah, there's only one seat. Do you want to take it? And he'll look at me like this. And go take the seat. And I'm like, you dick.
Can I tell you?
It does happen. It happens most weekends. I'm not going to lie. It happens a lot more than I would like it to. But he does get me extra legroom, which is important because I don't
you're
fit.
tall.
I don't fit in regular seats anymore. It's
First class is not. I remember thinking when I start making a certain amount of money, I'm flying first class all the time, and I did for a little bit, and then you know what I realized? That's not important to me.
Yeah.
When they upgrade me, I'll take it, but it's not. It's nice to know that I can afford it.
Yep.
But guess what? It's also nice that I know that it's not that important to me.
Yes.
When we go to hotels, people are always like, "Are you staying at this hotel? Are you staying at this hotel?" I'm like, I like new, so I know it's clean.
Sure.
And that's it. That's not important. The hotel on the plane and making it look like I have all this dough. That's not important to me.
Nope.
And I'm so glad I got to a point. I thought it'd be like, I'm gonna buy all. I'm so glad that stuff's not important to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of nice to not be that person or to be dependent on that.
Yeah.
To be dependent on first class.
Because I'm sure, like you, but you know what?
So fucking expensive.
It's not
But you know
worth
what?
what you pay
It's
for
not
the
worth
extra.
it.
It's just like I've flown first class once in my entire life, and I wasn't even the one paying for it because I was getting booked for a gig, and I remember being like, oh, first class, okay, that felt a little nice, and then it's a United flight, and so I get on, and I'm like, this is my seat, and I'm like, wow. This isn't really that much better. It's marginally better, but this ticket was an extra $700 for the person who booked it.
Way more.
And it's
Way more.
And that weekend, you're walking away with $4,000 less or $5,000 less dollars. That's
for your water in a glass instead of a plastic cup.
Yeah.
Going back to what you said about the purpose, the reason why you do this is, if I'm thinking, am I going to spend $5,000 for me to be a little more comfortable? But like, I have no problem spending it on him or his brother or his sister. Like that to me,
that's different.
Doesn't matter.
Sure.
There's no price tag on things like that for them. That's what's important.
They're an economy.
Yeah, of
What
course.
you
Yeah,
mean.
they're
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
way back.
yeah. Just to clarify.
But that kind of stuff, like money on the things that are important to me, trips with them coming to see us, whatever it is, that kind of shit. I'm like, there's no price tag on this stuff. But like me flying to wherever, Miami.
Did you ever see anybody with diarrhea on the plane and had to be turned around? You haven't had that, have you? You heard that story, right?
Yeah, I'm
Has that
singing
happened
a
to
song
you?
about it. In
No,
my
it was
act.
a big. It was a big story.
It was a
From
big
Atlanta to
big-
Barcelona.
Yeah, Atlanta. Yeah,
it was a big
yeah.
story late last year. This woman, they had to turn the plane around and go back to Atlanta because this
and
woman,
light it on fire. I'm assuming
because this
you're not-
woman,
right? You don't put a-
had to go to the bathroom but couldn't hold it, so she was walking up and down like up the aisle to try and get to the bathroom, shitting herself the entire time. So there's just video. There's a video of them looking at the ground, and there's just toilet paper and brown spots up the
Bro,
entire.
I'd never go on an airplane again.
Can I tell you,
Dude.
So I do some songs in my act too.
I saw him. My name is Fupa.
Yeah, yeah, right.
So funny.
So
My name is Fupa.
I live
My
on
pussy's on the
yeah,
second
floor.
I
Yeah.
see you, Fupa.
The show goes him for 10 minutes, me for hour 15. He and I do Q&A, and then I do music.
Yep.
I just wrote a song about that news story
You
you're
did?
referencing.
Yeah.
It's my favorite song I've ever written in my life. It's a parody, and it's set to
Love on the Brain by Rihanna.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think it's on YouTube. It might be the best song I've ever written in my life.
Really?
Yo,
Oh my fucking God, I'm so happy.
Yo, when he wrote it, he started playing it at clubs when we were on the road. The managers would come in on the Thursday nights and they'd be like, "How you been? Like, good seeing you." And he's like, "Yo, I can't wait for you to hear this song." And every night he would come in and be like, "I can't wait to play this song again. Oh my God!" And there's also always one line. There's one line that he loves, and every time he gets to it, he laughs. The crowd laughs, and he looks at them and he goes, "I've been waiting to say that all night." Like he's so focused on the song, which I love. But you're pretty happy about that song.